Well, yeah, there is one funny story, and it's from the scene where Juliet and I end up having a pillow fight. Because I
Oh
remember
yeah.
I had just gotten to the set and I had just been cast, and I think I had shot one scene before that and hadn't met Juliet because the scene I'd shot before was the chocolate is a symbol of love scene, and she wasn't there for that.
Oh yes.
So I think I had just met her like 5 or 10 minutes before, and then we're being thrust into this scene, and we're supposed to be best friends. And so I remember, I guess we were doing the scene, and Tommy was like, "No, you don't seem like best friends. No, you seem like you don't even know each other." And I was like, "Yeah, because we don't." And he was like, "Why don't you stop beating each other with pillows? Because that's what girls do." And we are like, "Okay, yeah, let's do it. That's what girls do. That's
That's
what I
the
do with all my friends." So I
that.
thought that was really funny, and it's just a really ridiculous moment in the movie. I think it's just suddenly we start beating each other with pillows. But
Oh yeah. um. And what? So what was that like? That was your scenes were was that with Scott Holmes?
yes, the chocolate scene.
So okay, when so when when Scott starts doing like making those faces and I mean, what was that like? I mean, we just feel. Did you feel like you were in outer space, or like? I mean, I just gotta imagine it must have been just a little weird, you know?
Yeah, I think he was doing a comedy. The rest of us were trying to just draw drama. I guess I don't know. We were in a different movie. But so yeah, I think he was really hamming it up. I mean, we all knew it was bad, and he was really having fun with that. So I think that's what he was doing. But I was fortunate that I couldn't actually see his face. We all know why.
Right. Oh man. So so the Kickstarter now. So what can you guys tell me some of the sort of offerings like for the different levels and you know what people can get when they invest in the room of the actors. Where are they now?
Sure. Yeah. Our most popular levels so far have been the 25, 35, and 50. At 25, you get a digital down. You get an invite to the web premiere of the movie. So you'll be one of the first people to see the movie online, and we'll have the actors from the room also available via Skype to answer questions after people see the movie. And so that's the $25 level. The $35 is you get a digital download of the movie plus all our bonus materials. And we have a mini documentary that we're putting together. We're interviewing the cast of The Room as we shoot this project and asking them questions about being on set. And we're going to cut that in with some fan interviews. I've been to a screening and interviewed a bunch of fans, so I've got a lot of B-roll, and I'm going to piece that together. And then you also get deleted scenes and outtakes, and that's all digital, and that's at the 35. And then 50 is a DVD Blu-ray with the movie plus all the bonus features on it. And then on up from there, you get like a T-shirt, a poster, a signed poster, and then we've got a lot of like fan interaction rewards also when you get up to like between 150 and 200. And a lot of them are for two people. So if you look at those, some of them are, or for groups, like for our Skype one, I think it's like 200 or 225, but you can do it with friends. So you could have like five friends all Skyping in with the room actors, and we can answer your questions and stuff like that.
Oh
So
wow.
that's a good one for a bunch of people to go into together if they want to ask us questions one on one.
Do you have any of those cameo ones where you know like you?
Yes,
Oh
we do
yeah.
have. If you want to come and be an extra or have a speaking role, you can do that. We've got set visits, we've got dinner with the cast, we've
Awesome.
got co-producer, associate producer. On up to one really cool one is reenacting the Denny and Chris R scene
Oh
in front of
nice.
a green screen, and so you get to play opposite the real actor, and then we'll edit it together and then give you the footage. And if you want us to, we'll put it on our bonus stuff on our DVD
Oh
if you're
nice.
interested. So
I,
that's a really cool one.
I love stuff like that. I love like the interaction with the fans and like the fact that I never it's like I would if I was like some eccentric millionaire, I'd be investing in these things constantly. You know what I mean? Or like you know like if you were an actor and you're like, "Oh, you know, $1,000 or I can get a cameo." I would do this like all the time. So I love that kind of stuff. Um
Totally. Yeah, I think so. If you have the spare cash, why not? It's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, exactly. So let's talk about what you guys have been up to. So Julia, have you done any interesting projects since the last time we talked? Or
Gosh, how long has it been? It's been
Um,
like a year and a half or
is
something.
I think it has been. Yeah, I think so. It's been a while. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I've done a few things here and there. I tried stand up since we talked. That was fun.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. Awesome. How did that
yeah,
go?
I didn't cry or pee my pants, so I consider that to be a win.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean I think that's one of the hardest things you can do is stand up. I'm always that and theater. I don't know how people do it. I'm always impressed by people who can do theater because that's so frightening to me. But that's really awesome. Though. Uh, Robyn, I wanted to ask. In the video for the mockumentary, you talked about a bit about how when the movie came out and then it sort of had this cult success. I think you were kind of wondering where do I go from here.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if you could talk a little bit about that, or how it was for you, or was it difficult, or I don't know, what was it like, you know?
Well, it first we no one knew about it, so that went on for a few years. So that was great.
Yep.
And that's around the time I went to film school and stuff. And then I think in 2008 is when the EW article came out, and then it really just blew up, and then more and more people knew about it. And I mean, it hasn't been really difficult, but it's getting to the point where now it's becoming more and more well known, and our names are associated with it. And there's nothing we can do to change that.
Yep. Yep.
And you Google our name, you're going to see that's what you're going to see, that we're in this movie. And so, and everyone always says, oh, it's the worst movie ever made, and the acting's horrible, and blah blah blah. So then everyone just assumes that about us, and all that. And so that's, I mean, of course, it's not great. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
so that's part of the reason we're doing this project, I
Hmm.
think, just to show that we can poke fun at ourselves and have fun and be in on the joke. And
Yeah.
I think the room was really Tommy's vision and Tommy's baby, and we were all just sort of there to
Yeah.
try to
Yeah. Well,
fulfill.
I can relate. I mean, I did these the films. They're sort of they're satirical comedy horror films, and they're called Bikini Bloodbath, which sounds bad, but they're just kind of campy horror films. And like, I always thought of myself as more of a serious filmmaker, and those ones are the most popular movies I've done, and I really can't change that. And so I've done all these other ones, like I did a Rudyard Kipling movie called Mark of the Beast and all this other stuff. But ultimately, if you look up my name, you'll see Bikini Bloodbath 1, 2, and 3. And so,
Yeah.
You know that I'm Googling that right now.
We'll definitely Google it in a minute.
Yeah.
so I mean, they're kind of wacky comedies, but so I definitely can relate to that, and just sort of like, well, I can't do anything about that, but where do I go? So I always thought that was I definitely dig that.
Yeah.
The As far as you, do you think that I always ask this question, do you think, is there anything you want your fans to know about you, or do you think the way you're perceived as a public figure is like off from who you are, or any of that stuff?
I think probably everybody who's I don't even know if you'd call me a public figure,
Or
but
like
thank you.
like
That's
a
very
cult
flattering.
cult film actress,
Okay.
or
Yeah. I mean, I think probably, I think everybody who's in the public eye is probably not, you don't see exactly who they are. You have
yeah,
to be friends with them. You have to know them. You have to be around them to really see who they are. And I mean, all people have really seen of me is that I'm in the room, and
yeah,
that then I did this Kickstarter video, which was pretty wacky, at the beginning. But mainly, like I said, I write, and I'm a normal person. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah, I'm sure. I really don't even know what the public perception is of me.
yeah,
I try not to like read too many message boards or anything like that. I think that's, and I just think I don't want to read troll comments.
yeah.
Stuff
I
like
know.
that.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what people think, and you have to at some point say it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
But
So Juliette, do you you know uh, like, do you feel that way, that people don't? I mean, they don't really, the image that they get of you is just off, or I don't know.
Well, I tell you this, I almost with absolute certainty, if I die, my obituary, the first thing that it's going to say is that Juliette was best known as her, um, portrayal of Lisa in The Room. However, that's what I love about social media
Yeah.
is, certainly people contact me and it's very much on the surface at the beginning, but it also has given me a chance to let people know who I am.
Right.
And a lot of people have really engaged with that and gotten to know me, I think on a deeper level, because there's so much more than who I was at 20 something years old, I think.
Yeah, we talked to Mark Fraser, who's this awesome actor who's in Samurai Cop, which is one of my favorite cult films ever. And I was talking to him. He's like Columbia University graduate. He was a NBC executive, and so it's like he's this like successful, incredibly intelligent person. And then, but if you just watch Samurai Cop, it's like it's like a really campy, silly movie, and it's like I'm always I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, but it's always like, yeah, I mean, you don't like, if you watch someone in a movie, you really don't know anything about them, So I just think it's really interesting.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think that we are all like, just to agree to be in the movie, then we must all be like complete idiots. But I think it's one of those things when you're a struggling actor in LA, and you're in your 20s, the mantra is from all the acting teachers and everywhere you go, they say, if you get a part in a movie, you should take it for the